Episode 50, Using Seduction Tactics. Beware the allure of beauty. Ningxi closed her eyes, and her eyelashes trembled slightly. Her voice was somewhat hoarse. Lu Tingxiao, why don't you listen to your teacher's advice? Just recently, she had advised him to maintain the status quo and not make impulsive moves. However, he turned around and directly proposed, creating a disaster. The teacher leads the way, but the cultivation is an individual journey. Lu Tingxiao's tone surprisingly sounded quite reasonable. The teacher never taught you how to be a rogue. But, only this method can make you understand that the person I like is you. Then you are going against it. That must be because the teacher is too cute. Lu Tingxiao pressed his forehead against hers, picked up her delicate fingers, and placed them over his heart. His cold eyes, at this moment, were as hot as volcanic magma. His tone sounded like he was casting a spell to enchant her heart. Teacher, be with me, and everything I have is yours. Don't say anything. Ningxi's mind was in chaos, especially when he called her teacher. It brought a peculiar sense of shame. She tried to cover her ears subconsciously, but it was too late. Lu Tingxiao continued, little treasure is also yours. Ningxi's pupils suddenly contracted. Lu Tingxiao silently observed her reaction. Seeing her wide-eyed stare, he slightly raised the corners of his mouth. His hand, like teasing a cat, gently pinched the tender flesh on the back of her neck. What's the percentage now? Ningxi covered her face, subconsciously answering, half and half. As soon as she finished speaking, she wished she could bite off her tongue. Damn it. Lu Tingxiao, you're shameless. You even used little treasure. Little treasure is my natural advantage. How can you say it's using? What about using seduction tactics on me? Ningxi indignantly tried to break free from the position where she was completely under his control. Yet, Lu Tingxiao didn't use force, and no matter how she struggled, she couldn't escape. Did I use it? Lu Tingxiao's tone was innocent. Okay, you didn't. I've seen too many shameless acts. Ningxi was furious. Trying to break free from his control, she suddenly felt that something was wrong. Ningxi, with a pale face, covered her stomach. My stomach hurts. What? Where does it hurt? Lu Tingxiao's expression immediately became serious. My stomach. It's unbearable. It's getting worse. Sweat appeared on Ningxi's forehead. What's going on? How could your stomach hurt for no reason? Is it because of the food? Ningxi lightly coughed. It shouldn't be. I think, maybe it's because I overate. When I drank a large glass of orange juice just now, my stomach didn't feel right. Lu Tingxiao only now noticed that almost all the dishes on the table were almost eaten by her alone, not to mention the fact that she also drank a large glass of juice. He was instantly enraged. Ningxi, are you an idiot? You ate so much by yourself, didn't you realize you were full? Ningxi, even more furious, retorted, isn't it because of you? I've been eating to cope with the shock you gave me. You even drank all the wine by yourself, not leaving a drop for me. I can only drink orange juice. And you're scolding me. After saying that, she clutched her stomach and moaned even more miserably. Lu Tingxiao immediately lost all his anger, hurriedly comforting her, my mistake. I'll take you to the hospital. Ningxi's face looked troubled at his words. Maybe we shouldn't go to the hospital. It's quite embarrassing to go to the hospital in the middle of the night just because I overate. Is face more important or is your health more important? Lu Tingxiao didn't say much. He took out his wallet and phone, then quickly picked her up in his arms. Ningxi immediately waved her hand. Ugh. Lu Tingxiao, no. Change the position, you should support me and walk slowly, this position is even more uncomfortable. You? Lu Tingxiao was both angry and distressed, so he had to put her down and carefully supported her as they walked out. By the time they arrived at the emergency room, Ningxi's clothes and hair were all sweaty. With Ningxi continuously holding her stomach, Lu Tingxiao had a worried expression. A nurse quickly came to assist Ningxi, saying, is it time to give birth? Quick! Push the cart. Ningxi raised her mask a bit to avoid being recognized, then explained with black lines all over her forehead, no. Nurse, it's not that. I just overate. The nurse was silent for a second, lowered her head to look at Ningxi's stomach, and only then realized it was slightly protruding. It didn't look like she was pregnant. If you have stomach problems, please go to the left. Thank you. In the middle of the night, after a series of disturbances, Ningxi's diagnosis finally came out. Acute gastritis caused by excessive eating and stress in a short period. Lu Tingxiao touched the pale face of the girl on the hospital bed, full of heartache. Is it still hurting? Ningxi nodded with a bitter smile. It hurts, but it's a bit better now. Oh, Lu Tingxiao, there's something else. What is it? Just say it. Ningxi hesitated for a moment, feeling awkward. My gums seem to have been cut by the ring. I didn't feel it just now, but now it hurts a lot. Lu Tingxiao rubbed his forehead, helplessly ruffled her hair, and said, Wait here, I'll go buy medicine for you. Okay. Lu Tingxiao quickly returned. He sat on the edge of the bed with the medicine in hand, then opened the medicine bottle, earnestly advising, These pills are for external use. Open your mouth, I'll put it on the wound for you. Ningxi obediently opened her mouth. Accidentally, her tongue touched the medicine, and she wrinkled her brows, bitter. Endure it for a while, don't move it. Okay. After applying the medicine, Lu Tingxiao looked at her with gentle eyes, softly murmuring and calling her, Teacher. Ningxi looked puzzled for a moment, and it took her a while to realize he was calling her. Sorry. Lu Tingxiao sighed lightly with self-blame, then picked up her hand, gently kissed the back of it, and said, It's all because the student is not skilled enough, causing you to get hurt. Ningxi's heart skipped a beat. Oh no. 60%. 61%. 62%. 63%. It keeps increasing. Where is he not skilled enough? Clearly, he's a study genius. Ningxi shook her head, quickly ending the dangerous and ambiguous topic of teacher and student. She switched to her role as a junior employee, raising her hand in a disciplined manner. Boss, I request a period of undisturbed consideration. After a brief contemplation, Lu Tingxiao readily agreed, approved. How many days do you need? Ningxi counted on her fingers, asking hesitantly, can it be in years? Give you 7 days. Lu Tingxiao ignored her unreasonable request and decisively made the decision. Alright, 7 days it is. When I'm discharged tomorrow, can I temporarily stay in the apartment? You just agreed to no disturbances. It's perfect since little treasure is not at home recently, and I need to go to the company the day after tomorrow. Staying in the apartment would be more convenient. Ningxi explained with what she considered valid reasons. That's fine. Lu Tingxiao nodded without hesitation. What? Oh dear, he's being so agreeable? She's not used to him suddenly not playing tricks on her. Ningxi squinted her eyes, revealing a fox-like expression. It seemed she had found the most effective way to deal with the big boss. The injured act? Was it because the doctor had advised her not to have too much pressure? Well, it worked so well because she cared so much. Thinking about this, her internal percentage suddenly soared to 80%. The next day. Fortunately, Ningxi's condition wasn't severe, and she was discharged smoothly in the morning. Following the agreement, Lu Tingxiao sent her to the apartment. On the way, he went to the supermarket and filled her refrigerator. He also arranged for takeaway for her 3 meals a day, repeatedly reminding her of dietary precautions. Sitting on the sofa, Ningxi saw Lu Tingxiao bustling around, checking the refrigerator for any possible omissions. Unable to bear it, she coughed lightly, Lu Tingxiao, you don't need to be so busy. I can take care of myself. Lu Tingxiao turned and walked over to her, then I'll be going. Although he said that, his face was still full of concern, as if she were a 3-year-old child with no self-care abilities. Ningxi tried hard to stabilize her internal percentage, Your body is really okay now? It's really okay. My stomach doesn't hurt at all now. I have a fast recovery ability. Well, that's good. Lu Tingxiao's eyes deepened, nodding in satisfaction. The statement was not wrong, but why did she feel like she was being flirted with? Just as she was lost in thought, Lu Tingxiao suddenly leaned towards her. However, before getting too close, he straightened up and stepped back. Instead, he reached out to rub her head, won't disturb you. You have already disturbed me. She finally understood that this guy considered doing nothing a form of disturbance. Until after sending Lu Tingxiao away, Ningxi could finally relax completely. Hugging a cushion, she lay on the sofa, lost in thought, recalling everything that had happened these past few days. Finally, she reached this point. Although she had a premonition and was prepared, when it really came to this moment, her mind went blank, completely disoriented. She gave herself 0 points for this performance. Originally, her plan was to say some decisive words intentionally to make Lu Tingxiao give up. But facing that face, she couldn't utter a single word. Instead, her initially firm heart wavered more and more. What she thought was absolutely impossible started to slowly change in her mind. No wonder there were so many incompetent emperors in ancient times. Beware the allure of beauty. The next morning, Shengshi Entertainment, in Lin Zizi's office. Zizi, am I not late? After resting for a whole day in the apartment, Ningxi's body had mostly recovered. However, her complexion still appeared somewhat haggard. To brighten her skin tone, she chose a boldly fashionable color-blocked swing dress, exuding a youthful and vibrant look. At her desk, Lin Zizi, as meticulous as always, was organizing some documents. Seeing Ningxi, she first glanced at her, then raised her head and said, "No need to be nervous. I called you here today for something not very important. It's just to take you on a tour of the company before the shooting starts tomorrow. Although you won't spend much time in the company usually, it's necessary to understand the basic departmental structure." "Okay, thank you, Zizi. Let's go." Ningxi nodded and followed Lin Zizi, getting to know the various departments and meeting some new colleagues. Regardless of what everyone was thinking, they all appeared polite and friendly on the surface. Though everyone tacitly understood that the recent turmoil in the company was a strategic game between Xingshi and Xinghui, and Ningxi was just a means for the company to counteract Xinghui, the fact that the company was ready to support Ningxi was undeniable. No one would bring bad luck to Ningxi at a time when she was gaining momentum. TSK, the real-life pictures of this Ningxi look good. No wonder the second young master took a fancy to her at a glance. I have a feeling that as long as she doesn't lack emotional intelligence, she will definitely become popular in the future. This is not certain. After all, we finally got rid of Cold Man Yun. Do you think anyone can accept her becoming popular again? Besides, can she get along with Lin Zizi? Lin Zizi hates those female artists who rely on their looks and use them for attention, right? The company was quite large, and it took Ningxi more than an hour to complete the tour under Lin Zizi's guidance. When they were about to continue to visit some of the company's shooting locations and recording studios, the two unexpectedly bumped into someone in the corridor. "Oh, isn't this our big manager Lin? You finally appeared. I thought you were down and out, ready to retire from the circle." The woman speaking was around 30 years old, dressed in a sexy and fashionable manner, with big wavy hair and delicate makeup. She looked glamorous and radiant in her star-studded outfit. Because she frequently appeared in newspapers and magazines, and Ningxi had seen her a few times during filming, she immediately recognized her as Zhao Meixin, Su Yimo's agent. Facing Zhao Meixin's provocatively worded greeting, Lin Zizi's eyebrows didn't even furrow. She remained expressionless and said, "Sister Meixin, you're still working hard. We, the younger generation, naturally cannot fall behind. You?" Zhao Meixin was infuriated. On the side, Ningxi held back her laughter. She didn't expect Lin Zizi, who seemed strict and serious, to be quite sharp-tongued. Zhao Meixin gritted her teeth, snorted coldly, and said, "Lin Zizi, although I didn't have high expectations for you before, I had to admit later that you do have some ability. You managed to elevate Cold Man Yun, who has mediocre looks, to such heights. But now..." At this point, Zhao Meixin deliberately paused and glanced disdainfully at Ningxi. "After Cold Man Yun left, you found such a vase with nothing but rumors and a pretty face? I remember you despise artists who rely on their looks the most. What happened? Have you also fallen now?" Upon hearing these words, Ningxi's eyes squinted slightly. It wasn't the first time she had heard from someone that Lin Zizi disliked artists of her type. Acting completely indifferent was impossible. After all, these were the people she would be working with in the future. If there was a conflict in ideologies from the beginning, how would they continue to collaborate? Lin Zizi naturally noticed Ningxi's fleeting concern and looked towards Zhao Meixin. She calmly said, "Sister Meixin seems to have some misunderstandings about me. It's well known in this industry that good looks are a gift, a blessing from heaven. Why would I hate that? What I dislike is merely empty shells without substance and professionalism." Hearing these words, Zhao Meixin's face changed on the spot. What did Lin Zizi mean by saying she was the one who could understand it the most? This was clearly mocking her. Originally, she was an actress. Because her appearance was not outstanding, it was difficult for her to stand out, so she switched careers to become an agent. She usually paid a lot of attention to her appearance, frequently undergoing beauty treatments and cosmetic procedures. That damn Lin Zhizhi, she seldom spoke, but every time she did, she stung her. Truly a biting dog that doesn't bark. Do you believe she's not just a vase? Zhao Meixin sneered repeatedly. Whether she is or not will be proven through her works, not by Sister Meixin making conclusions based solely on appearance, Lin Zhizhi said and walked past her without hesitation. You? Zhao Meixin stomped her foot in frustration. After this brief confrontation, Ningxi's previous frustration dissipated. She cheerfully skipped behind Lin Zhizhi. Zhizhi, you were so cool just now. So reassuring. But don't worry, I'm definitely not a vase. Even if I were, I would be a high-quality blue and white porcelain vase, combining beauty and strength. Lin Zhizhi glanced at her and subtly curved her lips. Just talking is not enough. Tomorrow, the crew will start shooting, and I'll accompany you there. Moreover, not only me, but the crew will also open up to the media for a set visit. Many reporters will come. The latest script and shooting schedule have been sent to you before. You also know that there is a crucial scene for you on the first day, testing your acting skills. This is your first battle, so prepare well. Actually, during this period, she had already studied Ningxi's resume and some of her works. She found that this girl's acting skills were indeed good. She was just waiting for the live performance tomorrow. Got it, I'll do my best. Ningxi said while secretly admiring how reliable Lin Zhizhi seemed. The more she thought about it, the more she felt regret. How did a woman like Lin Zhizhi, who seemed so reliable, end up with that unreliable playboy Jiong Mai? Because Lin Zhizhi had other matters to attend to, Ningxi was accompanied by Xiao Tao. Xiao Tao had a lively personality and couldn't stop talking all the way. Ningxi also heard a lot of gossip and secrets about the company from her. Hey, with Manyun leaving, the ones who are most pleased are Su Yimo and Zhao Meixin. Now they have no competition. Although Su Yimo is less famous than Manyun, what kind of films has she acted in? They're all rubbish commercial films. Manyun's films, although mostly artistic, have won numerous international awards. Her level of fame is simply overwhelming. But there's no way, her backstage is just too powerful. Clearly, her skills are lacking, yet she has been hogging the position of Xingshur's #1 actress. Su Yimo has a powerful backing? Ningxi asked. Of course. Don't you know, Sister Shi? Xiao Tao looked surprised and then leaned in mysteriously, whispering in her ear, Su Yimo's backstage is none other than our President Liu.